Alright, today I'm going to show you a little work in progress for a Marvel Legends Thing custom. So at one point during the comic books, Ben Grimm got all rocky. He had some changes back and forth to humanoid, back to the Thing, had some rocks exploding all about his body. It was kind of a short run. There was a female Thing that was involved around the same time. So obviously I will try and work on that at some point to have a nice round collection for my Fantastic Four. Just gonna show you though what I'm doing for this guy here. Took some inspiration off of some Facebook, Instagram posts. Saw some really cool YouTube videos, a small tutorial, and just wanted to put my own spin on it. Obviously, it is not complete. I started this on St. Patrick's Day. It's now June, and I'm over halfway done with the molding and sculpting, but then I've got a lot of painting left to do. So you'll see I've already started doing a little bit of paint testing just to kind of see how the color's going to work out, what color I'm going to go for on the final run. I do want this kind of color, this brown, which I think is a good look. I showed this on a previous video, Marvel Select. But the colors I started off with were, I did a base in black, and then I did an orange over it. This one I did a brown first, and then an orange over it. This one I did an orange first, and then a brown over it. So just trying to see what's going to seep into these crevices. I do like doing a black wash, but I am not going to be able to get down into all these crevices if I do a black coat over a lighter color. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with a dark brown on the underneath coat. And I'm going to come in over the top with a little bit more of a sandy brown tan, very similar to the other figure, the Marvel Select Thing I just showed you. This is the material I'm using, epoxy sculpt. So it's just a half and half, an A and a B. You take equal parts, and they're soft to the touch. You don't want them to get dry, but you take out equal amounts, you mix them up, and then you mold it to the shape that you want. And I bought some molding tools, I believe from Hobby Lobby, just something very basic, something that's going to give you a lot of different options. But I use pretty much these two tools right here to pick out and then to do some of the design work. So I'll mold it, I'll attach it to the figure somewhere, and then I'll push down. Let's see if I can get this lined up on my camera. I'll push down to create some pressure so it adheres to the figure. Sometimes it does have some problems adhering to the figure, but you just have to be very patient. And the longer that you go, so if you make like a big wad and you're picking off of it small piece at a time, over time that piece off to the side is going to get drier, it's going to get harder, and it would be more difficult to add on. So I would suggest doing small little, less than a quarter size, let's say large gumball maybe, and then just work it to the design and look that you want. I started with the chest, try to do some big shoulder pieces, very similar to what the comic book had. I did go kind of small on the front. It doesn't quite match the size on the arms and the legs, but I am going to go a little bit bigger on some of these other parts that I haven't quite done yet. But I think by the time it's all said and done, it's going to be pretty awesome. The head sculpt I'm happy with so far. Lots of texture. Still has a little bit of range of motion. Move his head a little bit. And that's really what I wanted. I may end up doing a sum on the jawline just to give him a little extra. I did leave the shoulders open. I did want him to have some mobility. A little bit here in the joints. And that might be one of the harder parts, was, you know, trying to align everything to make it look kind of symmetrical, but not, but also give him the ability to still pose, you know, if you want him to do a certain look, pose, whatever you want. So pretty happy with it so far. Definitely one of the longer projects I've worked on, for sure. But let me know what you guys think.